At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
The most affordable bachelor's degree in Northwest Georgia is right here at Georgia Highlands College. High quality and career focused. That's what you can expect at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome live inside Van Ness Arena as we get ready for Darlington basketball night here on the YouTube channel from Darlington School. I'm Matt Davis to bring you the play-by-play story of tonight's games. We've got, of course, a girls varsity game followed by a boys varsity game, and it's a bittersweet evening here inside the Van Ness Arena in the Huffman Center as it is senior night. And I've had the opportunity to talk to a couple of parents for the girls and the boys teams over the course of the lead-up to this game, and there's definitely a lot of emotion in the room as they get ready to watch their kids go out onto the floor tonight and play their last regular season games here inside the Van Ness Arena. It's one of those situations in life where you blink your eyes and that you're at the end of the road in terms of certain things. So I know that's one of those things that's really exciting but emotional at the same time, and hopefully it's going to be a special night in terms of picking up some wins here for the Darlington Lady Tigers and the Darlington Tigers against some good teams here this evening inside the Van Ness Arena. We edge close to game time here in about a minute. We're going to have the national anthem, give you the starting lineups, and get you ready to go. But let's talk a little bit about these two teams that will go head-to-head here in our first game of the evening. The Trion Lady Bulldogs visiting town with a 17-2 record overall for the season. They're 10-2 in Region 7A Division I play. Meanwhile, the Darlington Lady Tigers also having a very successful season at 18-5 overall and matching that Trion Lady Bulldogs record in terms of the regular season. So this is a game that will give either team the inside track in terms of the regular season victory there in terms of the region, and get ready for region play that starts late next week, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But now time for the prayer followed by the national anthem. Just about go time inside the Van Ness Arena as we get ready for some high school hoops tonight. Welcome you into the broadcast. Thanks for being with us tonight. We're going to have a tremendous amount of fun, and now we'll go back to talking about the teams. Darlington Lady Tigers coming into the game averaging about 52 points a game. Meanwhile, on defense, holding teams to 32 points a game. Let's give you the Trion Lady Bulldogs starting lineup. We'll start with number 1, Isaiah McCutcheon. She is a junior, 5'3". Number 3, Aubrey Weaver, a 5'4" junior. Number 10, Kinsley Turner, a 5'9" junior. And number 14, Anna Edge, rounding out the starting lineup this evening for the Trion Lady Bulldogs visiting here tonight. You've got number 33, Ransley Lawrence. Their head coach is Garrett Brown. And again, right now, Trion is at number 1 in Region 7AA Division I, matching the record currently of Darlington, although Darlington would lose the first regular season matchup between these two teams. So trying to get a little bit of a revenge here tonight. We'll talk more about that matchup in just a little bit. But now we get ready for the strobe lights and the spotlights and all that good stuff as they'll lower the lights here in just a couple of moments, get some rock and roll going with some Guns N' Roses. And welcome to the jungle as we get ready to introduce the Darlington Lady Tigers. We're going to start with number 2, Allie Cordell, a senior. Number 4, Caroline Brewster, a senior. Starting to see a theme here. Number 21, Georgiana Dempsey, a senior. Number 24, Sophie Shoemate, a senior. And number 34, Jai Johnson, a senior. Everybody in the starting lineup tonight for the Darlington Lady Tigers are the 5 seniors on this basketball team playing here on senior night inside the Van Ness Arena. So there's your starting lineups, folks. And now it is time for some basketball. And we welcome you into the broadcast. Glad to have you with us today on kind of a yucky, drizzly, sort of misty evening. About 58 degrees outside, but the air is just right inside the Huffman Center for basketball. And we're glad to be here to bring you the play-by-play story and video coverage of the basketball game here on the Darlington School YouTube channel this evening. If you couldn't make it here tonight, or if you're going back to watch the game to relive the experience on the video, we welcome you in however you're watching this or whenever you are watching this. Well, folks, without further delay, let's get this ball game going. The officials walking out the center court. We're going to have Jai Johnson for Darlington in the circle, who's going to be tipping off against Kinsley Turner, and we're underway. It's going to go to Trion. They're going to open up with possession of the basketball. They're going to send it to the left wing side. Now they'll dribble back between the circles, set up the offense. They kick it out to the left wing. Now they dribble back up towards the top of the key, sending it back left. A lob underneath. Ball is going to be poked loose. It's going to be picked up by the Darlington Lady Tigers. And immediately a Trion player comes over, grabs a hold of the ball. That was Aubrey Weaver, and forces a jump ball. Possession arrows pointing Darlington's way, so they'll send it in motion. Bringing it up the floor is going to be Dempsey. Now back to Johnson. Cross-court pass to the left wing side to Shoemate. She'll dribble towards the baseline. She'll pick up her dribble. Going to send it back outside with a crisp pass. Now back into the corner to Shoemate. She'll pick it up, send it inside to Johnson, back out to Brewster, into the corner. There's a three-point shot on the way, and it's through. Allie Cordell knocks down the first bucket of the ball game, and it was a big one. Three-pointer, 3-0. 7:11 left to go here in the opening quarter of play. Trion works their way down the other side. They're at the top of the key at the high post. Now they drive towards the lane, kick it out. No look there, so they'll go back in, kick it out again. Here's a three-pointer on the way. That's off the side of the rim, and the ball goes out of bounds. So it's going to be staying with the Trion Lady Bulldogs. Anna Edge will trigger it in here for the Lady Dogs. She surveys the floor, looking for somebody to get it to. Almost took too much time there. Now she's going to get it into McCutcheons. McCutcheons at the top of the key. They set a screen for her. She kicks it out. That's an open three on the way, and it's through. That was Aubrey Weaver knocking one down, and we're tied up, 3 apiece. So 6:40 left to go here in the opening period. Get ready for Caroline Brewster to trigger it in motion. A little bit of pressure here from Trion. Have one player trapped, and there they send it back to Brewster on to Johnson. No problem. They get it across with no trouble at all. Ball's going to be poked loose and out of bounds by McCutcheons. So it's going to stay with the Darlington Lady Tigers. They're going to get set to inbound underneath their own basket with 6:31 left to go in the opening quarter with everybody knotted up at 3 apiece. They get it into Shoemate at the top of the key. She's going to send it on to Brewster. Fakes. Now on to Shoemate on the left wing side. She dribbles back up top. Looking around the floor, finds Brewster at the top of the key. Now to the right wing, into the corner. They get it to Dempsey. Inside to Johnson. She posts up. Has the ball stripped, but there was some contact. And we're going to see Jai going to the free throw line. So this will be the first free throw shots here of the basketball game. We're still in the first 2 minutes of the game. So Johnson at the free throw line with 2 shots coming up. Takes a deep breath, sends the first one on the way, and that one is through. And the score moves to 4-3 in favor of the Darlington Lady Tigers. They've got one more coming up from Johnson. Dribbles it a couple of times. There's the shot. It's also through. She makes them both, and all of a sudden it's 5-3 in favor of Darlington. A 2-point lead as the Bulldogs try to bring it down the floor. They dribble down the sidelines here on the near side. They'll stop it around center court. She's going to need some help. They get it across the timeline. Ball's loose on the floor. And a whistle and a foul, I believe, was charged against Lawrence of Trion. And Darlington will get ready to inbound the ball and bring it back up the floor, leading the game 5-3, 6:02 here on senior night. Dempsey sends it in to Brewster. She's trapped, so back over to Dempsey. Now on to Shoemate. kind of a little chess match here trying to get across the floor. They do. Underneath, shot off the glass, too strong. Here's Johnson with the putback. That one won't go. Here's a third shot. That caroms off the rim. And a whistle and a foul is going to go against Darlington in pursuit of the rebound. So the ball's coming back to Trion, the Bulldogs, with Darlington leading at 5-3 and 5:45 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Going to have subs into the game for the first time for Darlington. Checking in, you're going to have Emma Hunt and then also Caroline Jordan. We'll give you a floor check in just a couple of moments. But right now, try and have a little bit of trouble getting the ball in bounds. Bringing it up the floor is going to be McCutcheon. She's across the center court stripe. Dribbles between her legs, lost the handle for a second, but retains possession. Dribbles off to the right wing side, fires it into the corner on the right wing, dribbles baseline, goes into the paint, ball's poked loose. Who's going to come out with it? It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrows pointing in Trion's direction. The only region losses of the season for Trion this year were to Chattooga, which is kind of a head-scratcher because Chattooga's had a really tough season and Trion has not. But I was talking to Nathan Patterson, the head of Northwest Georgia Media, and he made a great point earlier. You just never know what's going to happen in rivalry games. And in those cases, Chattooga won those games by one score. Three-pointer is good for Aubrey Weaver. She's got all 6 points of the evening here for Trion. Darlington tries to work around some pressure. The ball is stolen away. We're going to have another jump ball. This time possession arrow is with the Tigers. So we got 5:01 left to go. But yeah, region losses to Chattooga on the 6th of December. They would lose 58-55. That was a road game over at Tri-Pride Stadium. And then on the 17th of January, it was a 68 to, well, I forgot the score. I wrote it down, but I think I wrote it down wrong. But it was a 2-point loss, I believe, at home. Shoemate sent it in motion on offense here for the Tigers. Tigers trail by 1 point after the made three-pointer from Weaver. Caroline Brewster's got it at the top of the key, dribbles to the right wing side. She's covered up, sends it back up top to Shoemate. They quickly double team her. Now into the corner on the left wing side to Hunt. Ball's going to be knocked loose, kept in bounds by Trion. It's going to stay with the Tigers, though. Jordan's got 3 players on her, gets it to the rim and through off the backboard. What a great effort by Caroline Jordan to get her first bucket. Darlington back on top by 1, 7-6. Three-pointer on the other side. This one's way off the mark, misses everything. Chasing it down is going to be Caroline Hunt. She's across there, or rather Caroline Brewster. Inside to Dempsey, back out to Brewster. Now on to Shoemate. She dribbles off to the left wing side, picks it up, needs some help, finds Brewster. Long three-point shot on the way, but she travels. Shuffled her feet. And that's a turnover for the Lady Tigers. It's coming back to the Lady Bulldogs. To inbound the ball is going to be Anna Edge. Subs into the game for the Bulldogs. I saw Rensley Lawrence checking back into the game. Anna Grace Brown's out there now. We'll give you a floor check for both teams in a moment because we got some different players out there. Great hands there by Emma Hunt. She knocks that ball out of bounds. Score is 7-6 in favor of the Tigers with 4:03 left to go here in the first quarter. As we get ready for the Bulldogs to inbound the ball. McCutcheon's going to bring it back the other way. She had 24 points in their last game. And was also 8 of 8 from the free throw line. That was at All-Murchie as they spoiled senior night for the Indians. Trying with the basketball into the paint. McCutcheon tries to get it to the rim, can't. Ball's pulled down by Jordan. Tigers back the other way, leading at 7-6. Trying to add a little bit of cushion to the lead here. They get it out to Shoemate. Shoemate at the top of the key, sends it out to Hunt. Open three-point shot. Actually, a defender got in there and I think affected the shot. Kind of seemingly came out of nowhere. It looked like she was going to have a wide open look. And then the defensive player closed in on her. Ball is stolen away off the inbound pass. Shoemate was there. Sends it into Johnson. Turns, shoots, and scores. Jai Johnson with her first field goal of the game. She's got 4 points because she made a couple of free throws earlier in the quarter. Darlington out to a 3-point lead. And a whistle and a foul is going to be charged on the other side of the floor. And that one was on the floor. Checking into the game for the first time is Presley Dixon checking out Shoemate. And we get ready for McCutcheon's to send the ball in motion on offense here for Trion. They're on their side of the floor. They get it into the right wing side, work it around the perimeter, trying to get a little ball movement here. There's McCutcheons who cut out around the perimeter. That's going to be an air ball. Pulling it down is going to be Jordan. And here come the Tigers back the other way. Hunt's going to send it to the left wing side, gets it over to Cordell. Now around to Dixon to the right wing side. Johnson drives baseline with the ball, kicks it back out. Great ball movement, wide open three. That's off the back of the rim. Rebound's going to be collected by McCutcheons, and Trion's going to go back the other way. Some contact there. They're going to get Dixon with the foul. Score remains 9-6, 2:47 left to go in the first quarter. Kinsley Turner. Georgiana Dempsey's going to check into the game for Jordan. And now Trion will send the ball in here to McCutcheons, who's going to bring it up the floor. She's across the center court stripes, going to send it on to another teammate. She dribbles towards the free throw line. Ball is nearly poked free. McCutcheons grabs it, and they retain possession. Bulldogs with the ball, trailing by 3. And a little bit of a miscommunication there. This could lead to an easy bucket here for Darlington, and it does. Jaja Johnson runs it the other way and picks up a transition bucket after the turnover. Here comes Trion running it the other way. That's going to be a block for Georgiana Dempsey. It stays with Trion. They've got it out around the perimeter. A shot from just inside the free throw line. Another block, but there's some contact this time, and that's going to send Kinsley Turner to the free throw line with her first free throw shots of the game. 2:10 left to go in the first quarter. Darlington leads it by 5, 11-6, and we're going to have a timeout. So let's take one as well. 2:10 on the clock. Tigers 11, Bulldogs 6. We are back in 30 seconds. Here inside the Van Ness Arena. We're at the Huffman Center on the Darlington School campus this evening. Of course, we do want to take an opportunity, and this is going to happen over the course of the broadcast many times this evening, to recognize the seniors on this basketball team. Allie Cordell, Caroline Brewster, Georgiana Dempsey, Sophie Shoemate, and Jai Johnson had wonderful careers, all 5 of them, and this is their last regular season game here inside Van Ness Arena. So again, we talked about it in the brief pregame that we had for you today, but definitely a lot of emotion in this building tonight. And not to mention, you got a really great matchup here for this first game. Standing at the free throw line is going to be Kinsley Turner. She's got a couple of free throws coming up to try to close the gap. Shots on the way. That's going to bang hard off the back of the rim. The first one doesn't go. She'll get ready for her second of the pair. With 2:10 left to go here in the first quarter of the first game here as far as varsity is concerned tonight on senior night. Next shot on the way, and that one's going to be through. She makes one of the pair, and now the score is 11-7, a 4-point lead for Darlington. Darlington across the center court stripe. They send it to Brewster, now on to Dempsey. She dribbles, gives into Johnson, turns, shoots, and scores. Johnson having a big game already. She's got 8 points here in the first quarter. 13-7, Darlington on top by 6. We're under 2 minutes to play. Across the timeline goes McCutcheons. McCutcheons will dribble up towards the top of the key in a high screen. Now sends it to the left wing side, gets it to Hines. Hines dribbles around the key, sends it off to the right wing side. Dribbling towards the baseline is going to be Turner, and a foul is going to be called against the Tigers. Checking out of the game is going to be Georgiana Dempsey. And foul was just called on her. Try and get ready to send it in motion here on offense. They send it to the right wing corner. Ball was nearly stolen away by Darlington, but it's going to stay with the Bulldogs. Now they kick it back out. No look there. They'll drive towards the baseline. Back out to McCutcheons. Three-pointer on the way. That caroms off the rim. Chased down by Trion. They keep it in bounds, but coming out with it's Johnson. For Darlington, she sends it to Cordell, rolls it on the floor. Cordell's going to bring it up the floor for the Lady Tigers. Closing in on the 1 minute mark of the first quarter. There's Caroline Brewster with it. Dribbles around a pick set by Jai Johnson, and a foul is going to be called against McCutcheons here for Trion. And we'll get ready for Brewster to inbound the ball here for the Lady Tigers in just a couple of moments. Tigers leading it 13-7 with 1:03 left to go here in the first quarter of the ball game. Top of the key, they send it to the right wing side. Now dribble back up top. High screen set by Johnson. Now they send it out. Another three-point shot on the way. That one's going to be left well short. Rebound's going to be picked up by McCutcheons. She's going to dribble across the other side of the floor, sends it right. Now back around to McCutcheons. 40 seconds on the clock, 24 seconds on the shot clock. McCutcheons at the top of the key, trying to dribble around a defender. There's a fake up top. They go to the free throw line in the high post. Now they're going to go back out around the perimeter. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Trion's trying to make a move, but they're not finding any open looks. They try to send it inside on a bounce pass. The ball is going to be deflected out of bounds by Darlington, so it's going to stay with the Bulldogs. But they're only going to have 3 seconds to work with when they inbound the ball on the shot clock. So they got to act in a hurry. McCutcheons takes the inbound pass. It's stolen away. Good hands there by Allie Cordell. Tigers are on the other end of the floor with 12 seconds left on the clock. They send it around to the left wing side to Hunt. Hunt's got it. She's double teamed. Tries to work around the double team. Sends it underneath to Johnson. Puts it up. That's off the side of the rim. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one quarter of play, Darlington leads this one in senior night here in girls varsity action. It is 13-7 at the end of the first quarter. We're going to step out for a 1-minute break. We'll be back on the live stream. YouTube channel. While we got a second here, we'll go ahead and recognize the crew for tonight's game. You've got Carson and Braden Holder on cameras doing a fine job as always. Also Mike Garrett as director holding the fort down. Replay is Nathan Patterson. Scoreboard is Uta Patterson, and I'm Matt Davis with play-by-play commentary of tonight's action here on the Darlington School YouTube stream. And Trion's going to take the inbound pass and have possession of the ball as we start the second frame of this one. McCutcheon's got it, tries to send it underneath. The ball is going to be deflected and stolen away. Getting her hands on it was Hunt. Coming out with it was Dempsey. Now they're going to send it to the right wing side. Great team effort here so far by the Tigers tonight. As usual, that's going to be off the front of the rim. That's a little bit short, and that's one of the things that you can always count on here for this basketball team. Of course, coached by Samantha Rush, is you are going to get a full-on 100% team effort. They work really well together. Shoemate's going to send it in motion. They kick it out around the perimeter. Now they try to get it to the free throw line to Jordan. The ball's poked loose, and now it's tied up. Possession arrows pointing in Darlington's direction. So the Tigers are going to inbound the basketball here, leading this one 13-7. That's where we were at the end of the first quarter. Leading scorer in the game so far is Johnson with 8 points. Big-time first quarter for her. Shoemate is going to send it on to Emma Hunt. Now back to Shoemate on the right wing side. Dribbles towards the lane. Tries to send it into the lane, but the pass is going to be picked off. Good hands by Weaver for Trion. They go back the other way, trying to take advantage of a turnover here, trailing by 6 points here on the road in a pivotal 7A Division I matchup. Now they're going to toss it over to the right wing side. Weaver, or left wing rather. Now they kick it back out to McCutcheon. She drives towards the lane, kicks it out. Open three on the way. That's going to be in and out for Kinsley Turner. Darlington comes out with the ball. Allie Cordell's got it across the center court line, dribbles off to the right wing side, picks it up. Is going to send it back out. Now around to the left wing, they go to Shoemate. Good ball movement to get it inside to Jordan. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called against Trion on the floor. 6:39 remaining here in the second quarter. Tigers lead this one 13-7. Hard to believe that the regular season is going to be winding down, and that will be the case for both Darlington teams as they hit the road coming up on Friday, playing out at Almerchi. So that'll be where the regular season ends. So again, the seniors here playing in their last regular season home games of their careers. Brewster, now that doesn't mean they won't get to play at home in the playoffs, just talking about the regular season. They kick it out to the right wing. Shoemate's got it, picks it up, sends it underneath. There's Dempsey, tries to get it to the rim. There was some contact, not enough for the officials. And there's some contact, going to be a whistle and a foul. With 6:20 left to go here in the second quarter, that's going to be on Darlington, and it's coming back to the Bulldogs. So to trigger it in motion is going to be Anna Edge. Going to be some pressure here from the Lady Tigers this time. And McCutcheons is going to bring it up the floor after taking the inbound pass from Edge. She will dribble around the Tiger part center court and across the center court stripe. Now back around towards the top of the key. They set a screen for her. And now they work it back up top. They'll reset the offense. Driving towards the lane, losing the handle. Ball's picked up by Dempsey. She's going to clear out the lane, and the Tigers will bring it up the floor. Across the center court stripe with it's going to be Emma Hunt. Now back to Dempsey. Sends it on to the right wing. There's Brewster for three. That's a miss. Ball is going to be bounced off a Darlington player and out of bounds. So it's coming back to Trion. Edge will send it in motion here in just a couple of moments, but not before a substitution for Darlington. Checking in is going to be Presley Dixon for Jai Johnson. With 5:47 left to go here in the second quarter. Trion surveys the floor. They send it into McCutcheons, who's going to bring it up the floor. Isaiah McCutcheons across the center court stripe, dribbles left, being guarded right now by Emma Hunt. Now back up towards the top of the key and around a screen, goes towards the low block, kicks it out, open three on the way, and it's good. Anna Edge knocks down her first bucket of the game, and 3 threes for Trion here in the first half. They trail by 3. 13-10 the score. The only other point they've got was a free throw. Shots on the way. That bangs hard off the rim and off for Dempsey. And then a whistle and a foul is going to be charged against Presley Dixon in pursuit of the rebound. And Trion's going to inbound the basketball and bring it up the floor. Big crowd on hand tonight, as you would suspect, here for senior night and getting towards the end of the regular season. Region tournament time is coming up next week, and that will begin, I believe, on Wednesday the 8th and run through the 11th, unless I'm badly mistaken. Trion with a basketball, quick jump shot. That would be a long two, but it's missed. Rebound's going to be taken by Darlington. Ball's going to be kicked out of bounds by Trion, so it's going to stay with Darlington as they get ready to inbound the ball and bring it up the floor. Sasha Wood will trigger it in motion here to Emma Hunt. Pretty good time for a floor check here. We got Georgiana Dempsey, also Caroline Brewster. Cordell's now got the basketball. We mentioned Hunt. Also, Sasha Wood is on the floor. They work it around the left wing side. Ball is going to be loose around the baseline, picked up by the Bulldogs. They're going to bring it back the other way in the hands of Turner. She's across the center court strip. Nearly had her pocket picked. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called against Darlington. And now the Bulldogs will inbound the ball between the scorer's table and the Darlington bench on their side of the floor, as Jordan's going to check into the basketball game now for Hunt. Bulldogs to send it in motion. They're going to toss it in the backcourt to McCutcheons, who brings it across the center court stripe with 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. Tigers up by 3, 13-10 your score. Ball poked loose. Caroline Brewster had it, lost the handle for a second. Allie Cordell is going to bring it up the floor. Now on to Brewster here on the right wing side. Now she'll dribble back up towards the top of the key, send it right back to Brewster. Now the right wing side, they go to Wood, around to Brewster, around to Cordell, puts up the three-point shot on the way. That's going to carry him off the side of the rim. Ball's going to go back to the Bulldogs. Now we're at the midway point of the second quarter. A heave down the floor. Driving towards the baseline is going to be Edge. She'll pick up her dribble, needs some help. Ball's knocked loose. Tigers come out with it, bringing up the floor is Cordell. She's going to dribble up around McCutcheon and across the center court stripe. Sends it on to Sasha Wood on the left wing side. Now she'll dribble back up top. Now around to Brewster with 3:40 left to go here in the second quarter of the ball game. Back up top to Brewster onto the right wing to Cordell. Cordell covered up. She'll send it back to Brewster. Now on to Wood. Turns, fires it, and it's through. Sasha Wood knocks down a three-pointer and gives the Tigers a 6-point cushion with 3:23 left to go in the second quarter. So Sasha Wood with a good-looking shot there. That's 2 threes made in the game here for the Tigers in the first half. McCutcheon's trying to work around a screen, kicks it out the left wing side. That's going to miss everything on the three-point shot. Here's one off the backboard. That's going to roll off the rim. Ball is loose on the floor, chased down by Sasha Wood. She'll pick it up, send it on to Caroline Brewster, who's going to bring it across the center court stripe. Driving off to the right wing side. She's trapped between 2 defenders. Bounces it out to Wood. No look for her. They bounce it inside to Dempsey. Back out to Brewster. A pass over to Wood. Trying to get some ball movement, create some looks. There's Cordell. She's open. Shots on the way. That's going to carry him off the rim. Wood gets the rebound. Tries to get it to the rim. Ball's going to be poked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. It's going to stay with the Tigers. 3 substitutions into the game here for the Bulldogs. Checking in, you're going to have Rensley Lawrence. Also Aubrey Hines. And I believe Anna Grace Brown just checked into the game. Tigers to inbound the ball, leading by 6. They're going to toss it into Cordell. Now to the free throw line to Georgiana Dempsey. She'll turn, hand it right back to Cordell. On to Wood, shakes off a defender, puts up a shot from the free throw line. That's going to bounce high off the rim. Rebound is going to go to the Bulldogs. They try to work around a trap. Bringing it up the floor is going to be Kinsley Turner. Turner across the center court stripe, dribbles right. Now back up towards the top of the key as she reverses direction. Gives it to McCutcheons, goes between the legs, dribbles into the paint, puts up a little runner, and misses the shot, but she does draw the contact. So we're going to see McCutcheons at the stripe for the first time of the basketball game. Not a lot of free throws here in the first half of the ball game. As a matter of fact, these will be the 3rd and 4th from the stripe for the Lady Bulldogs. Meanwhile, for Darlington, they've only had 2 free throw attempts here in the first half. McCutcheons will put up the first free throw, and that one is through. She'll get ready for her second. Now the score moves to 16-11 as Trion continues to try to close the gap. Second shot on the way. That one's also through. She makes them both. That's the first 2 points of the game from McCutcheons, which is a little bit surprising. We mentioned to you earlier she had 24 points against Almerchi this past Friday. So Darlington's done a good job not giving her any open looks. Now Darlington will work it around the perimeter inside to Jordan between 2 defenders and gets it to go through. Caroline Jordan has her second bucket of the game. It's 18-12. Darlington back to a 6-point lead. McCutcheons across the center court stripe, being guarded right now by Allie Cordell. She's going to send it off the left wing. Now they dribble back up towards the top of the key. Trion with the basketball, trailing by 6 points. They go back out around the perimeter. Now back towards the free throw line. Loses the handle for a second, but hanging on to its Hines. She'll pass. McCutcheons with the ball. Little runner's going to go over the rim. Ball. Tigers come out with the ball. They bring it back the other way. Brewster's got it. She's going to kick it back out here to Cordell. Now on to Dempsey. To the right wing they go to Wood. She tries to shake off a defender. Now to the high post. A kick out there to Brewster. Back up top to Cordell. Back around to Wood. Inside to Dempsey, cutting towards the basket. And the ball's going to be knocked free and out of bounds by the Bulldogs. So the Tigers are going to inbound the ball underneath their own basket with just under a minute to play here in the second quarter. They send it to the right wing side. There's Wood for 3 off the inbound pass. Goes in and out. 53 seconds on the clock. 34 on the shot clock as Trion quickly moves the other way with it. Straddling the line there over on the sidelines. Ball's going to stay with the Bulldogs. They get ready to inbound the ball. McCutcheon surveys the floor, heaves it in. They get it underneath the bucket, and it's through. Good inbound play there by Trion, and that closes the gap to 4 with 35 seconds left to go here in the first half. Brewster's got the ball. They send it to Dempsey up at the top of the key. Now back out to Brewster. Fakes, collides with the defender, gives it off to Wood on the right wing side. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 22 seconds on the clock. Shot on the way, and that's high off the back of the rim. And there's a lot of contact there, so we're going to see 3 free throws coming up here for Sasha Wood as she was in the act of shooting a three-pointer. With 18.5 seconds on the clock, Wood going to the free throw line for the first time. First shot's on the way and through. She'll get ready for another one. She's got two more. 19-14. 5-point lead for the Tigers with 18.5 seconds left in the first half. That one's going to bounce off the back of the rim. We'll get ready for the third free throw. And if she knocks it down, it's going to be another 6-point lead here for the Tigers. Shot on the way, and it's good. So she made two of the three, and the score does move to 20-14. 16 seconds, and the shot clock turned off for Trion on what could be the last possession here of the first half of the ball game. They dribble down towards the low block, kick it out. It's stolen away by Brewster. She's got it. 5 seconds to work with. Got to move fast. On to Wood on the sidelines. Keeps it in. McCutcheons has got it for Trion, and time runs out. That's the end of the first half, folks. Tigers are going to lead it going into the locker room with a score of 20-14 over Trion. Tigers on top. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back and run down the scoring from the first half when we return. Back in 3 minutes.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends,
and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
The most affordable bachelor's degree in Northwest Georgia is right here at Georgia Highlands College. High quality and career focused. That's what you can expect at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Well, we welcome you back live inside the Huffman Center. We're at the Van Ness Arena tonight here on the Darlington School campus where it is senior night. And, of course, again, when we talk about senior night, you certainly talk about an emotional and bittersweet night. And that's certainly what it is, no doubt about it. After talking to a couple of the parents there before the game started, certainly probably going to be some tears of joy and everything going on tonight here inside the Van Ness Arena as they get to watch their kids play here in their last regular season home game inside the Huffman Center. That's a really special night. And again, just an emotional evening, no doubt about it. But let's go ahead and talk about the first half. Tigers are on top by 6. They've led by 6 several times throughout the course of the first first half of the basketball game. But right now your score is Tigers 20, Bulldogs 14 here in the girls varsity game. Let's break down the scoring quarter by quarter. The Darlington Lady Tigers would lead at 13-7 after the first quarter, so they outscored Trion 13-7 in the first quarter, but they would lock things up there in the second quarter, both teams scoring 7 points. So again, Darlington leading it by 6 points here at halftime. Let's break down the individual efforts in terms of scoring. We're going to start with the Trion Lady Bulldogs. They would pick up 2 points from McCutcheons, 3 points from Kinsley Turner, 3 points from Addison Anderson, and then the leading scorer for Trion there in the first half, knocking down 2 threes early in the first quarter. That was Aubrey Weaver. She had 6 points. All of that adds up to their 14. Meanwhile, for the Darlington Lady Tigers playing here tonight on senior night, they would open up the game with all 5 seniors in the starting lineup. You'd get 3 points off an early three-pointer in the first quarter for Allie Cordell, 4 points for Caroline Johnson off the bench. You would have 5 points for Sasha Wood off the bench, and then the leading scorer here in the evening for the Darlington Tigers and overall was Jaja Johnson, who opened up the game with a really big first quarter and picked up 8 points in that quarter. She's got 8 points total here in the basketball game, so all that adds up to Darlington's 20, and that's where we are right now at halftime. Darlington leading at 20-14. Mentioned to you earlier, the regular season is going to be winding down this week as Darlington hits the road coming up on Friday to wrap up the regular season at Almerchi. I believe the girls' game's at 7 with boys at 8:30. You may want to check on that. But I believe that's what I saw online today. And then next week, it'll be time to turn the attention over to the Region 7A Division I tournament, and that is going to be coming up the 8th through the 11th of February. Hard to believe we're turning the page on January and heading on to the second month of the year coming up tomorrow with February beginning. So I hope everybody's ready for that. I know I am, because that means there's going to be only one more month until we get to March. And if there's one thing, one of the things that I certainly have high on my list of things to live for is March basketball. So March Madness is going to be here before you know it. But not that I'm wishing away the high school basketball season. Still a lot of great stuff coming up. But what we're going to do now is take another break here during our halftime show. We're glad you're with us tonight here on the YouTube stream, provided by Darlington School and produced by Northwest Georgia Media. Let's send it back for a 2.5-minute timeout down the line. Then we'll come back and get you set here for the start of the second half. Darlington on top at halftime, 20-14 over Trion. We're back in a couple of minutes.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom.
And on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
Explore opportunities.
And stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers.
We use what we've learned to create beauty.
To tell stories.
To inspire.
We discover new passions.
While allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything.
Be anything.
Achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves.
Whether we're sketching,
Singing,
Writing.
Or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves.
And share our talents with the world.
we know that our ideas and contributions matter.
And we take great pride in that.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today, tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Darlington Basketball would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream. Riverside Auto Group, Rome Orthopedic Center, Georgia Highlands College, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.
We welcome you back into senior night inside the Van Ness Arena, as all seniors certainly being celebrated here tonight as their parents watch them play, and family members and friends alike watch them play their final regular season games here inside the Van Ness Arena. Of course, Allie Cordell, Caroline Brewster, Georgiana Dempsey, Sophie Shoemate, Jai Johnson, all playing in their senior year. And again, last regular season game here of their careers as they get ready for their final road game of the regular season to come up on Friday, followed by the region tournament next week and then the state playoffs. So it's a very exciting time of year, no doubt about it. And we are closing in very quickly on the start of the second half of this game. Still anybody's ball game with a 6-point ball game right now. Tigers on top, 20-14 over Trion. Tigers would lead it by 6 after the end of the first quarter of the ball game. Both teams would score 7 there in that second quarter. So again, Tigers remain on top by 6 as we get ready to enter the third frame here of the basketball game. Glad to have you with us tonight as we get ready to rock and roll here to start the third quarter of the basketball game. We'll recognize the video crew again. Carson and Braden Holder, Mike Garrett, the director. Replays Nathan Patterson. Scoreboard is Uda Patterson. And I'm Matt Davis with the play-by-play story of tonight's game. It looks like Trion will open up with possession of the basketball to start the second half. And here we go, folks. They toss it in the backcourt to McCutcheons, and we are underway here inside the Van Ness Arena. McCutcheons with the basketball, being guarded right now by Allie Cordell. Shots on the way. That's going to rattle off the rim. Pulled down by Cordell, who's going to bring it back the other way. All the seniors back out on the floor here for the Lady Tigers to open up the second half. There's Johnson for 3 on the way. That's strong off the back of the iron. Bounces high. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. So it's coming back to the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs will bring it back up the floor. They're going to be greeted by a little bit of pressure here from the Tigers as they try to get the ball inbound. They're going to send it into McCutcheons. Now the pressure is going to drop back. McCutcheons is going to bring it up the floor. She'll dribble across the center court stripe. Works her way off towards the right. Now cuts up back towards center court and around the screen. Fires it to the left wing side. Now they'll dribble it back up top. Trion with the basketball, trailing by 6. Three-pointer away. That would cut the lead in half for the Tigers, and it does. Anna Edge knocks down her second 3 of the game, and the lead's cut to 3. Shoemate sends it on to Brewster there across the timeline, sends it down to Dempsey, challenges the defender, puts that one a little bit off the side of the rim. Ball is going to be pulled down there by the Bulldogs. They'll heave it across the floor. McCutcheons comes out with it. Nice pass underneath. And a foul as she was trying to go up. Brewster's going to get that one. Slapped her hand, and going to the free throw line is going to be Aubrey Weaver. Weaver's got 6 points in the ball game and now going to the charity stripe here for the first time. She knocked down a couple of threes there in the first quarter of the ball game. So Weaver at the free throw line here for Trion. Sends the ball around her back, puts it up, and scores. We'll see if that's a part of her routine. Sending the ball behind her back as she gets ready to shoot. Dribbles a few extra times, does the thing around her back again, puts the shot up, and hey, if it works, stick to your routine. I wonder how that developed. 6:49 left to go in the third quarter. Tigers will bring it up the floor now, only leading by 1 after leading by 6 at halftime. So it's a 5-0 run to start the half here for Trion. To cut it to a 1-point ball game. But there is a foul, and we're going to see Dempsey going to the charity stripe here for the Lady Tigers. First free throws of the game here for her. So Dempsey at the free throw line, getting ready to shoot. Ball's on the way, and that one's through. She knocks it down, gets ready for another one. So the run stops at 5-0 as the Tigers have their first point of the half and now lead it again by 2. Second shot for Dempsey. That one's going to bang hard off the rim. Johnson's there for the rebound and the putback. It won't go. And then the ball is going to be pulled free for the Bulldogs. They'll bring it back the other way. Across the center court stripe they go. A bounce into the right wing corner. Now they're going to send it on the left side. Shots on the way, and it's through. Great ball movement and great finish. Lawrence knocks down the bucket. It is 21 apiece. We're tied. Right back where we started. Brewster takes the pass at the low block, turns, shoots over a defender, misses the shot. Here's the putback for Dempsey. And she gets fouled, and that's going to send her back to the strike. So Georgiana Dempsey with a couple of more free throws coming up after being fouled by Trion's number 3. Shots on the way, and that one is through. She'll get ready for her second. Aubrey Weaver charged with her second foul. Georgiana Dempsey at the stripe, getting ready to shoot. Ball on the way, and that one's going to rattle in. She's made 3 of 4 from the line and helps her team back to a 2-point lead. 23-21 is your score with 6:07 left to go in the third quarter. Ball nearly stolen away. Oh, and it's going to be bounced on the baseline there by the Bulldogs, so it results in a turnover. Tigers are going to get it. Brewster's going to inbound the basketball. She sends it into Shoemate. She's doubled up, so she's going to send it back out to Johnson. Onto the right wing side, they go to Brewster. Sends it back to Johnson, who cut towards the basket. Can't get it to the rim. Ball is stolen away, and they're going to toss it out of bounds, so it's coming right back to the Lady Tigers. With 5:53 left to go in the third quarter, and the Tigers leading at 23-21. They go up top to Georgiana Dempsey. Now back on to Brewster for 3 points, and it's through. Brewster knocks down the three-pointer, her first bucket of the evening, playing here on senior night. And it's 26-21, 5-point lead here for the Tigers. 5:36 left to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs try to send it underneath. Sub coming into the game here for the Tigers. It looks like Hunt is going to check in for Brewster. Bulldogs will send it in motion here on offense from underneath their own basket. They bounce it in. Johnson picks off the inbound pass. Is going to give it to Cordell. She's going to motor across the center court stripe. Sends it on to Dempsey, trying to push a little bit there. Back out around the perimeter. Now there's an open look for 3. That's going to go high off the rim. Chasing down her own rebound is going to be Hunt, but can't come out with it. The Bulldogs have come up with the basketball, and they will try to clear out the lane, and she travels, no doubt about it. The player for Trion, Ransley Lawrence, was tied up between 2 defenders and was trying to clear out, and she moved her pivot foot right in front of the officials and turned it over. So now the Tigers will inbound the basketball, leading this game by 5 points and trying to cushion that lead. They're going to send it out around the perimeter. Hunt's got it, stops, sends it to the free throw line, and Dempsey now back out to Brewster, who's back into the game, goes into the paint, puts it up. That's missed. Rebound's going to go to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs will dribble up the sidelines on the far side. Now back out to McCutcheon. She'll cross the center court stripe. She'll dribble, trying to shake off Dempsey. She backs up. Sends it to the right wing side. They try to bounce it into the lane. Passing lane shut down by the Darlington Tigers defense. They steal it away. 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. Tigers come back the other way. They're going to send it right wing. There's Brewster for 3. That caroms off the rim, but the putback is good for Jaja Johnson. She's got 10 points in the ball game, and the Tigers lead it by 7. Timeout's going to be called by Garrett Brown, the head coach of Trion Lady Bulldogs. Try to rally the troops, and we're going to take one as well. 4:22 left to go in the third quarter. Tigers 28, visiting Bulldogs 21. We're back in 30 seconds.
The most affordable bachelor's degree in Northwest Georgia is right here at Georgia Highlands College. High quality and career focused. That's what you can expect at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
Welcome back to live coverage of Darlington Hoops here on the Darlington School YouTube stream. Produced by Northwest Georgia Media. We've got 4:22 left to go in the third quarter. Darlington on top, 28-21. They've led most of the game. And we're glad to have you tonight as the regular season's winding down this week here for 7A Division I teams, including Darlington hitting the road on Friday to take on Armurchie, and then the season's done and they get ready for tournament time. The best time, if you ask me, as far as basketball is concerned, whether it's the Christmas tournament, the region tournament, and then the state tournament. Basketball was made for tournaments. So much fun and so much on the line with every game that you play. Checking out the game is going to be Emma Hunt. On the floor right now for the Tigers, you're going to have Shoemate, Johnson, also Cordell, Dempsey, and Brewster. Across the timeline goes McCutcheons here for the Bulldogs. Almost halfway through of the third quarter with the Tigers leading by 7. They'll drive baseline. Little runner is going to be missed. Shoemate's there for the board. Tigers will bring it back the other way. Cordell's got it. She'll bring it up the floor here for the Tigers. Johnson inside to Dempsey. They kick it out to Shoemate. Good ball movement. There's Brewster. She's going to send it inside. Tries to get it to Dempsey. The ball is going to be poked loose and out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs, so it's going to stay with the Tigers. We'll get ready for Brewster to go baseline and inbound the ball here for the Tigers. So Brewster surveys the floor. She's going to send it out to Shoemate. She'll start to drive, picks up her dribble. She's going to send it back out around the perimeter. Cordell's got it now on the Brewster. Dribbles up around a pick. Now to the top of the key. Sends it to Shoemate. Now back up top. There's Brewster for 3 on the way. That one's going to be off the side of the rim. And the rebound's going to go to Trion. They will clear out the lane and bring it back the other way. Across the center court stripe they go. A bounce pass underneath is going to be deflected out of bounds. And it was last touched by the Bulldogs, so it's coming back to the Tigers. Caroline Brewster is going to send it in now to Allie Cordell. The senior's going to bring it up the floor with 3:20 left to go in the third quarter. She's across center court, heaves it down to Shoemate, back up to Cordell. On to Shoemate on the right wing side. Now they're going to work it around the left wing, cut towards the bucket, puts it up. It's going to go in and out for Brewster. Ball ends up on the floor. Subs coming into the game for the Bulldogs as we get ready for the Bulldogs to inbound the basketball as the officials point in the opposite direction. Both teams, I think, were a little bit confused about who had possession of the ball. I know I was. McCutcheons is going to bring it across the center court stripe. She'll slow down. I kind of laugh because I was like, well, I'm trying to think of too many moments in life where I don't feel confused. They try to back their way into the paint, kick it back out to McCutcheons on the right wing. Now they'll try to bounce it inside. McCutcheons cutting towards the basket. What a great play and bucket there by Trion as they try to close the gap. It's 28-23, 5-point lead for the Tigers. They get it to Shoemate on the right wing. Send it around the left side to Brewster, inside to Dempsey. She fires it back out. Now Shoemate's got it on the right wing, inside to Johnson. Backs into a defender, shoots and scores. Johnson with another bucket. She's got 12, leads all shooters in the basketball game. Across the timeline goes. She's at the top of the key, directing traffic. 2:13 left to go in the third quarter. Trion trails by 7 in the ball game. They're going to bounce it to the right wing side. No look there, so they'll dribble. Back up to the top of the key. They go to Hines. Hines will dribble to the low block, bounces it to the free throw line. They kick it out to McCutcheons. Everything goes through her, no doubt about it. Now they pick it up at the free throw line, back to McCutcheons. Heaves it up to the basket from the free throw line, in and out. And the Tigers come down with a long rebound. Shoemate's got it. Now on to Brewster. Brewster across the timeline, dribbles towards the baseline over on the right wing side. Now back out to Cordell. Sends it right back to Brewster. Dribbles baseline. And a whistle is going to go against the Bulldogs. Checking into the game, you got 2 subs for Darlington. Dixon and also Jordan going to check into the game. Checking out, you're going to have Dempsey and Brewster. So they'll send it in motion. Now back out around the perimeter they go. Shoemate's got it. Dribbles up to the top of the key. Sends it back left to Dixon, inside to Jordan. Turns, shoots, and scores. 32-23, 9-point lead in the lead building here for the Tigers. They'll try to get a stop on the other end. 1:14 left to go in the third quarter. McCutcheons across the center court stripe. She's been held to 2 points in the ball game. Scored 24 points against Almerchi last week on Friday. As the Trion Bulldogs went over to Almerchi and spoiled their senior night. I believe both Trion boys and girls ended up winning on that evening. 1:03 left to go in the third quarter as we get ready for Trion to inbound the ball. They'll kick it into McCutcheons, send it into the paint. McCutcheons takes the pass, puts it up, misses, too strong off the back of the rim. There's Dixon for the rebound here for the Tigers. Coming out with it's Jordan with 52 seconds left to go, 29 seconds on the shot clock. Now Cordell's got it on the left wing side, picks it up, sends it on to Shoemate. Shoemate will pick it up. Free throw line to Johnson, kicks it out to Dixon. That's a long two, and it's through. Presley Dixon knocks one down. It's 34-23, largest lead of the game for the Tigers. Shot off the glass. That caroms off the side of the rim. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tigers lead it by 11. They've got the ball. They send it to Dixon. Now inside to Jordan. Tries to shake off the defender. The ball's knocked free. Bulldogs come out with it. They'll bring it back the other way. Brown's got it. Brown's going to send it on to McCutcheons. 13 seconds on the clock. The shot clock is turned off. They bounce it to the high post. At the free throw line, a little confused there, kicks it out to McCutcheons. She'll back up. I don't think she realizes how much time's on the clock. Now she drives towards the lane, a kick out, a heave toward the bucket, and misses the three-pointer at the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. Your Darlington Tigers leading at 34-23 over the Trion Lady Bulldogs. We're back for the final frame after a 1-minute timeout. Season home game here for these seniors is almost in the books. It's coming down to the last quarter. 8 minutes now on the clock. The Tigers in good position to try to pick up the win here and take control of 7A Division I here for the regular season, as both teams come in 10-2 in region play. Trion won the first game of the series between these two teams, so this would give the inside track to the Darlington Lady Tigers. Ball is poked loose. Trion comes out with it as Darlington had opened up the final quarter with possession of the basketball, leading at 34-23. Trion has got to act quickly if they're going to climb back in this ball game and have a shot when we get to the end of regulation. They've got the basketball right now. Edge has got it, bounces it outside, gets it to Lawrence. She feeds it back to McCutcheons. 7:30 left to go in the game. McCutcheons takes the handoff as she was cutting towards the basket. A foul is going to go against the Tigers. And we will see Trion inbound the ball, trailing by 11 points with 33 seconds off the clock now here in the fourth quarter of the game. So we got 7:27 left in regulation. Checking out of the game is going to be Emma Hunt. Hunt with 4 fouls is going to take a seat for a little bit. One more and she'll take a seat for the remainder of the basketball game. They're going to feed it into McCutcheons. It goes into the backcourt. She'll bring it across the center court stripe. McCutcheons right now being guarded by Cordell. She'll try to dribble around the screen. They go inside, shots up. I think it barely caught the front of the rim, but she drew the contact. And we're going to see Ransley Lawrence go into the free throw line here with a couple of shots. So this is a good situation for Trion if they can make the free throws, because they certainly could use some points here with the clock stop with 7:17 left to go in the ball game and trailing by 11 points. First free throw's on the way, and that one's going to be 3. That one rattles in. She'll get ready for her second free throw. Last game for Trion was a win in Armurchie. They won that game 52-43 on Friday. That shot's on the way, caroms off the rim. Rebound's going to go. Well, it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrows pointing in Trion's direction, but next time around it'll come back to the Tigers. Anna Edge is going to set things in motion here for Trion, and I think there might be a little bit of an issue with the clock or something of that nature. One of the officials over at the scorer's table getting things lined up, and we're ready to go. Trion will inbound the ball. It goes to McCutcheons with 7:14 left to go here in the final quarter of play. McCutcheons right now will drive towards the lane, kicks it out. They go to the right wing side, now back up to the top of the key. They go towards the lane again. Just trying to attack the rim here and get to the free throw line. Good strategy if you are trying at this point of the ball game, trying to climb back in it. You need to preserve as much clock as possible. If you can get to the free throw line and make some shots, can make it a ball game. So Turner at the free throw line puts the first shot on the way. That's high off the back of the rim. First step is getting there. The second step, you got to make them, though. And certainly not picking on her. Easy for me to say sitting up on this stool here. So we get ready for Kinsley Turner, the junior, to take her next free throw shot. 10-point ball game. Shot on the way, and that one is through. And that's going to move the score to 34-25. 9-point ball game in favor of the Tigers. They've got the basketball. They send it to Cordell. Now back out to the right wing side. Back up top to left wing to Dixon. They try to get it in to Dempsey. The ball's poked loose, but it stays with the Tigers. Now inside to Jaja Johnson off a crisp pass, and it's going to rattle through. Johnson with 14 points leads all scorers in the game, and now Darlington back to an 11-point lead. 36-25 your score with 6:33 left to go in the ball game. Across the timeline goes McCutcheons. She's standing around the Tiger Paw logo in between the circles. Now kicks it out. There's a three-point look on the way. That's left short. Barely catches the front of the rim. Johnson's there for the rebound. Cordell's got it. Sends it right wing side to Dixon. Back to Cordell. Back over to Dixon. They get it inside to Johnson. Feeds it around to Shoemate. Drives towards the lane. Stops around the baseline. Kicks it back out. There's Cordell. On to Dixon on the right wing. Back up top. They send it back to Shoemate, to a cutting Dempsey inside, and she scores. Georgiana Dempsey now with 5 points in the game. That's a big bucket. 38-25, 13-point Darlington lead, largest lead of the game for the Tigers. 5:45 left to go in the ball game. Three-pointer on the other end, and that's going to bounce high off the rim. Dempsey's got the board. She'll bring it up the floor here for the Lady Tigers. Sends it on to Cordell, who across the center court stripe with it on to Dixon on the right wing side. Back out to Cordell. On to the right wing to Dixon. There's a long two, and it's through. Presley Dixon knocks it down. It's 40-25. 15-point lead for the Tigers. Bulldogs bring it down the other way. She drives towards the low block. Now she'll back out. That's McCutcheons. And the Tigers the Bulldogs have got to act with some urgency here, no doubt about it. Shot is up and missed. And then a foul's going to be called against the Tigers. We've got 5:02 remaining here in the ball game, and Darlington has close to taking control of the ball game. Going to the free throw line is going to be Aubrey Weaver. There's still time for a try and comeback here in this game, but they're going to have to move swiftly if they're going to climb back in this one with the biggest hole of the game. They're down by 15 points with 5:02 left to go. Make it 14 as she makes the first free throw. Aubrey Weaver. She'll get ready for her second free throw, but first, Coach Brown's going to take a timeout here, and they'll talk about it. But we're going to take a timeout as well. 5:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. Darlington up 40-26. Let's step out here for a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30.
You belong at Georgia Highlands College. Helping you achieve your college and career goals is important to us because your success matters at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
All right, one more free throw attempt coming up for Weaver. She made her first before Coach Brown called the timeout to talk things over for Trion. She does that move where she goes behind her back with the ball, and she makes it every stinking time. She made 4 in a row. That's an interesting routine, and it works well. Across the timeline goes Wood. Gives it to Dempsey. Now the left wing to Dixon. Back into Dempsey. Puts it up. Misses. The rebound is going to go to Ransley Lawrence. And now Trion's going to work it back the other way. They send it out around the perimeter. Open look at a three-point shot. That bangs hard off the back of the rim. Dempsey gets the board here for the Tigers. Dribbles down the sideline. Stops. Going to need some help. Finds Wood, who's across the center court stripe, taking the pass. They go to the right wing side to Shoemate. She fakes. Goes down towards the baseline. Leaves it off for Dempsey from just inside the free throw line. Can't get the shot to the rim, but she draws the contact. So we're going to see Dempsey going to the free throw line with a couple of more shots. She's 3 of 4 from the stripe today. All 4 of her attempts have come in the second half. These are her first 2 free throws here of the fourth quarter. Shot on the way from Dempsey. That is going to go in and out. She'll get ready for her second after a little encouragement there from fellow teammates, Shoemate and Johnson. Darlington with a 13-point lead. They've led by as many as 15 in the game. Shot caroms off the rim. Ball is loose on the floor, picked up by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are bringing it back the other way. Kinsley Turner across the center court stripe, dribbles off to the right wing side. Kicks it out to the corner, no look there. She thought about it. Now she'll go back up to the top of the key to McCutcheons. Feeds it off the left wing side, cutting baseline, shot on the way, too high. Off the mark. Rebound's going to be taken by the Tigers. Dempsey sends it down to Dixon, who gives it right back to Johnson, puts it up too strong. Here's a putback. Shoemate in and out. Johnson's there. Battles for the rebound. Ball's going to go off of a Trion Bulldog and is going to stay with the Tigers. Subs coming into the game here for the Lady Tigers. Brewster and also Cordell check back into the game, as you'll see Dixon and Wood leave the ball game. So you've got all 5 original starters into the game here for the Tigers with 3:51 left to go in the game. Now they'll feed it back out around the perimeter. Dempsey drives towards the baseline, puts it up and gets fouled, and she's going to find herself where she's been a lot here in this second half at the free throw line. 40-27 your score. Darlington up by 13 points, 3:45 left to go here in the ball game. Going to have a boys game coming up in just a little bit. First shot's on the way from Dempsey. That's going to be off the front of the rim. She'll get ready for her second free throw from the stripe. She's missed her last 3. Her first 4, she made 3 of 4. Let's see if she'll knock this one down. Shot's on the way, and it's through. Georgiana Dempsey knocks down one of the pair, and it's 41-27, 14-point lead for the Tigers. Across the timeline goes the Lady Bulldogs in the hands of Turner. She dribbles off to the right wing side, gives it off to McCutcheons. She remains on the right wing with it with 3:32 left to go in the ball game. Now she'll back up, reset the offense, dribbles to the top of the key, sends it left. Now she'll set a screen for Anna Edge. Anna Edge gives it back up top to Turner. Turner drives to the low block, puts it up, and gets fouled. So we're going to see her going to the free throw line. So Kinsley Turner at the stripe. She's been there twice in the game with mixed results. She's 50% from the line. Made 2 of 4. Shots on the way, and that one is through. And we'll see if the trend continues. She's been making every other one. Checking out of the game is going to be Georgiana Dempsey. Gets a big round of applause there from the Darlington fans playing here on senior night in her last regular season home game. Getting ready for the next free throw from Turner. It's on the way, and that one is through. So she makes them both and bucks the trend of making every other one. 3:17 left to go in the ball game. Ball's knocked loose. Trying to keep it in bounds. 2 players are able to keep it in, but it goes back to the Tigers. They bring it up the floor. They send it the right wing side to Hunt. She'll pick it up, back to Cordell. Now on to Shoemate, puts up a quick shot. That caroms off the rim. Johnson with the putback, too strong off the back of the iron, and the ball comes back to Trion. Darlington leads at 41-29. We're under 3 minutes to play, 2:49 left to go to be exact. Here comes Trion into the paint, off the glass and through. That's a big bucket right there for the Tigers as they try to climb back in this ball game. And now Coach Rush is going to call a timeout and kind of regroup here as they had led by as many as 15. It's cut back to 10 with 2:41 left to go in the game. Your score at the timeout, Tigers 41, Bulldogs 31. We're back in 30 seconds. The timeout is over, and it is go time. Time to resume inside the Van Ness Arena here at the Huffman Center on the Darlington School campus. Tigers on top 41-31. They've led by as many as 15 here in the ball game. Trion still battling, trying to stay in this ball game with 2:38 left to go here in regulation. Bringing it across the timeline is going to be Hunt. She'll stop around the center court stripe, send it on a shoemate underneath to a cutting Johnson and through the hoop. 14 points, or 16 rather, for Johnson in the basketball game, leads all scorers, and now Darlington brings that lead total back out to 12. Across the timeline go the Bulldogs. One last gasp here to try to stay in the basketball game. They go to the low block, turn, trying to have some help, cutting towards the bucket. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Trion, and it's coming back to the Tigers. And you can tell the fans on the other side from where I'm sitting on the Darlington side of things, boy, they're really starting to feel it now. 12-point lead, 2-minute mark of the ball game. Johnson's going to go across the timeline. 30 seconds on the shot clock. They'll bounce it out to shoemate. Perhaps we'll see the Tigers be a little bit more deliberate with each possession of the ball, trying to bleed out the clock as much as they can to secure the victory and not leave any opening here for the Trion Bulldogs. Shoemate sends it to the left wing side to Cordell. 13 seconds on the shot clock, 1:40 on the game clock. With it is Brewster. Now she'll make a move towards the bucket and gets fouled. So we're going to see Brewster going to the free throw line to try to put a little bit more cushion in terms of the scoreboard here for the Tigers. They lead it by 12. And Brewster at the charity stripe. First shot's on the way, and that's going to carry him off the rim. She'll get ready for her second free throw attempt here, the pair, with Darlington leading it by 12 points. Senior night here at the Huffman Center. Second shot on the way, and that one is through. So that makes the lead by 13 again, 1:35 left to go. Bulldogs will bring it up the floor. McCutcheons has got it, dribbling down the sideline. She goes across the center court stripe, being guarded right now by Cordell. Tries to work her way around, send it to a teammate. Turner's got it, bounces it. There's a quick look at a two. That's high off the back of the rim, won't go. Shoemate pulls down the board. 1:17 left to go in the ball game. 13-point lead here for the Tigers. They're going to send it across to Emma Hunt. She is now in the backcourt. And that's going to be a turnover for the Tigers. Didn't get it across in time. 1:07 left to go here in the ball game. 44-31 is your score. Tigers lead it by 13 points. Johnson checks out of the game. And the Bulldogs will inbound the ball. They get it to McCutcheons, the junior. She's across the center court stripe, dribbles towards the top of the key, tries to spin around a defender, kicks it back out. Now they drive towards the lane and try to get it inside. They kick it out to the right wing side. 53 seconds on the clock. McCutcheons takes the pass. She's in between the circles now. Dribbles into the lane, puts up a little runner, and that one is through. McCutcheons knocks down another one. She's got 6 points, but the defense has done an outstanding job of limiting her opportunities to score here in the basketball game. That's been a big part of the storyline, no doubt about it. 32 seconds on the clock. Georgiana Dempsey's got it. She drives towards the paint, and they're going to call that an offensive foul. And the ball's coming back to the Bulldogs, so 28.7 seconds left on the clock here in the game. 44-33, 11-point lead here for the Tigers. They're going to win this one. 28 seconds left on the clock. Across the timeline goes McCutcheons, dribbles down towards the low block, sends it in the air, misses the shot, but she's going to go to the charity stripe. And again, the last time these two teams played was up at Trion on Saturday, January the 7th, so earlier in the month, and Darlington would lose the game by 5, 43-38. So they look to avenge that loss tonight, and they're well on their way. Free throw is going to be missed. She'll get ready for the next one. Score is 44-33, 11-point lead here for the Tigers. Shot on the way. That bounces high off the back of the rim. Dempsey's there for the board. 20 seconds on the clock. The shot clock's turned off. They're going to send it across to Hunt. Let's see if Trion's going to foul. I would think with this amount of time, they might just let Darlington dribble out the rest of the game. Cordell's got it. Now on to Hunt. They're defending her, but not going for the foul. There's Hunt. Now back to Cordell. And time expires. That's the end of the ball game. Big region win tonight here for the Darlington Lady Tigers. Your final score, Tigers 44, Bulldogs 33. This one's in the books. An 11-point victory here for the Lady Tigers, playing on their home floor on senior night. That's a big-time win right there for, of course, Coach Rush and the seniors and everybody on this Darlington Tigers basketball team. Well, again, final score 44-33. Darlington improves their season record to 19-5. More importantly, that region record moves to 11-2 in 7A Division I. Meanwhile, Trion falls to 10-3 in Region 7A Division I. So officially, the Darlington Tigers have taken the top spot in girls basketball standings in terms of 7A Division I. Well, let's send it back to the studio for about a 2-minute timeout down the line. We'll come back and run down the scoring from the game, and I also believe they're going to have a presentation to recognize the seniors coming up here in just a few minutes. So what we're going to do is send it back to the studio for a couple of minutes. We'll be back with more here on the live stream on the Darlington School YouTube channel. Back in a couple of minutes.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Darlington Basketball would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream: Riverside Auto Group, Rome Orthopedic Center, Georgia Highlands College, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.
Well, we welcome you back in live here to Van Ness Arena as the PA announcer Randy Smith getting ready to make some announcements as they have a special senior night presentation here. I think they're going to recognize the boys and girls players here that are seniors, so we'll give you the names of everybody as we go along, as well as run down the scoring from the first game. But let's go ahead and recognize these seniors that have been working hard to entertain everybody their careers. It's kind of crazy to watch some of these folks walk out on the floor here for the last time in the regular season here at the Van Ness Arena. We're going to start with Braden Bell playing in his senior year, walking out there with his folks. Another senior coming up here for the boys team. We got a boys game coming up on the live stream coming up in just a little bit, so we really look forward to that. And we'll bring you the play-by-play coverage and video coverage of that coming up in just a little while. So Braden Bell playing in his senior year here for the Tigers. Then you're going to have number 30, Quinn McClarity, who's coming out here tonight on senior night. We're going to be recognizing 5 seniors for the boys team. And the same thing could be said for the Darlington Lady Tigers. They're going to come out here in just a couple of moments and be recognized. Next senior that they're going to talk about here in just a couple of moments after Coach West greets his senior over there, talks with his parents for just a couple of moments, is going to be Antoine Rocket, number 23. So they'll get to him in just a couple of moments. As we go along, we'll go back and run down the scoring because there's going to be some gaps of time in between talking about these players. But we'll go ahead and let you know again, Antoine Rocket, But in the girls' game, you would have McCutcheons with 6 points, 10 for Aubrey Weaver, 8 points for Kinsley Turner, 6 points for Anna Edge, 3 points for Ransley Lawrence. That adds up to their total of 33 points for the Darlington Tigers, who were victorious 44-33 in our first game of the evening, the varsity girls game. As Antoine Rocket gets recognized, gets a nice little photo op there with Coach West. For the Lady Tigers, you had 3 points for Allie Cordell playing in her senior season, 4 points for Caroline Brewster, also a senior. Caroline Jordan would have 6 points in the victory, 5 points for Sasha Wood, 6 points for senior Georgiana Dempsey, 4 points for Presley Dixon, and then the leading scorer playing in her final regular season game here in the Huffman Center was Jaja Johnson. She had 16 points and led all scores. So that breaks down the scoring from the game. Now we'll turn our attention back to the seniors. Number 1, Simon Pollock, here for the boys team, being recognized out there for his photo op with Coach West. Boys team having a phenomenal season this year, 19-3 on the year, 12-0 in Region 7A Division I play. They're going to be hosting Trion coming up here for their senior night game in just a little bit, a team they had a lot of success with early in the season. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Next season coming out on the floor right now is Charlie Shaw, 6'5" senior, number 32 here for the Tigers. And he'll get ready for his photo op, and then they'll recognize the girls teams, or the girls team rather, 5 seniors for the girls, and then they'll start the clock and we'll have a 15-minute warm-up period for teams as they get ready to battle here in the boys game in just a little bit. So we're going to be behind schedule a little while getting the boys team going, but for a phenomenal reason, no doubt about it. And as we talked about throughout the broadcast here tonight, just an emotional night here for the players and their families. I know, just speaking, from a parent's perspective, I have a son who's 15. He's a freshman in high school, and you just blink your eyes, and everybody always talks about it until you have kids of your own. You just really don't have a lot of perspective on that in terms of how quickly they grow up. So I know it's got to be hard to believe for the parents here tonight that they're watching their kids walk out on the floor in their last regular season game as a senior. Now they're going to recognize the girl team, who just picked up a really nice victory over Trion Lady Bulldogs to take the inside track of Region 7A Division I. But we're going to start with Caroline Brewster, who had a good game tonight. We mentioned to you having 4 points here for the Tigers. Gets a hug from Coach Rush. Everybody embraces at midcourt there. Get a little photo op going. And get ready to introduce the next senior here for the Tigers. Thank you for tuning in to the broadcast this evening. We really appreciate you being with us. Very excited to bring you live coverage of Darlington School basketball here on YouTube. Produced by Northwest Georgia Media. Allie Cordell's the next senior being recognized. She gets a nice warm round of applause. Had a great game playing here on senior night. Just picked up 3 points in her team's 44-33 victory over Trion. Big night. Always great when you get to see the seniors go out in their last regular season game at home with a victory. And not only that, but in a really important game that put them in first place in their region to boot against a very, very good team that they lost to early in the season. So not only do they get the opportunity to avenge that loss playing here at home, they do it on senior night in front of the home crowd, and just a very, very special night. A lot of smiles out there right now tonight. Next senior being recognized is Georgiana Dempsey. Gets a big round of applause, being escorted out by her parents. As usual, the Darlington student section very active and vocal here at these basketball games, having a good time supporting their buddies. A little extra time here for the photo out as the students over there from Darlington side making sure everybody's smiling appropriately here for the picture. And then we'll get you ready for the introduction of the next senior who had just an outstanding night here tonight, as she did on many occasions, playing for the Darlington Tigers over the course of her career. Jaja Johnson making her way to the floor.
Tonight, Jaja Johnson has just reached the 1,000.
Oh, wow. I was not aware, but it was just brought to the crowd's attention that Jaja Johnson reached the 1,000-point mark for her career tonight here in this basketball game to make an already wonderful evening even better, if it's even possible, man. What a great night here tonight inside the Huffman Center. It's been very, very special, and there's still one more game to go. Jaja Johnson is right now getting her photo up there at center court. And then we'll get you ready here for the final senior to be announced here, and then we'll get you ready for some boys basketball coming up here in just a little bit. 1,000 points. Sophie Shoemate now will be introduced. Sophie with a great contribution to her team here tonight on both sides of the floor. So Sophie Shoemate being recognized here on senior night, gets her hug there from Coach Rush, and we'll get ready for her photo op. And then they're going to recognize all the cheerleaders as well that are seniors here tonight. And I tell you what we're going to do, folks. I'm going to turn my mic off and let Randy Smith introduce the cheerleaders. I don't have a list of their names, so I was going to have to listen to him and pick them up, and I would imagine you'll probably be able to hear that over the cameras. So we'll do that for the cheerleaders about to be introduced here on senior night.
Our next senior is Darlington of Russia. She's not here tonight, but we wanted to recognize her. Our next senior, Allison King. Our next senior swimmer is Philip Mateo. Philip is escorted by parents Louis and Susan Mateo. Our next senior is Olivia Longbridge. She was rescued tonight by Angela Longbridge. Our next senior, Claire Byrne. At this time, I'd like to recognize Addison Payne as the senior swimmer. She's not with us tonight, but we just want to recognize her. And our last senior athlete is Green Science. Green is supported by Tom Kelly and Jennifer Science. And now we would like to recognize for wrestling. Our first senior, Jack Cowan. Jack is the sporting of John and Billy Cowan. And our next senior is Adam Robinson. All right, this time I'd like the parents and the students to remain right where you are and ask you to wish them for the center. There's a big picture from on top. So we put this sleeve for the center of the basketball. Immediately following this picture, please allow for you to make your way to the ETC. Enjoy some refreshments and snacks. We appreciate so much your students' contribution and their contribution to Darlington School Athletics. Thank you so much.
Darlington Basketball would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream: Riverside Auto Group, Rome Orthopedic Center, Georgia Highlands College, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.